Germany has just set a new electric car registration record. In other words, EVs are going crazy in Germany, and Tesla's factory in Giga Berlin hasn't even opened yet. One in every three cars sold in Germany in October was an EV. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Fantastic to see you again on another fantastic day on planet Earth. Here's some more awesome news for you. Big time. I'm stoked to see this. You know what? I love doing this channel because every day, every single day is just positive news like this. And this trend's just going to continue until all the ice lovers are just crying tears. You know, I'm going to start feeling sorry for them. I'm already starting to feel sorry for them because even the most hardened petrol and diesel lovers are sort of starting to see the message, starting to see the writing is on the wall. Now, one of my favorite fan websites, and in fact, I think the best fan website in the world because they don't just talk about Tesla, but they're a Tesla website. Teslarata reports that in October, electric vehicles accounted for 30.4% of new car registrations due to the current dynamics of the market, a press release from Germany Trade and Invest says. Now, talking about the current dynamics of the market. Well, I just got an email sent to me saying that magnesium used in petrol and diesel vehicles is in massively short supply, and that may lead to additional crunches in stock supply for ICE vehicles. Interesting to see what happens there. Now, sales of gas-powered vehicles have slowed significantly due to supply shortages and extended delivery wait times. So good. In the meantime, automakers that offer electric options are seeing an increased rate of purchases from consumers. When this is just hyperbolically understating reality. Just look at the car sales of electric cars in China. They're going crazy, insane. I mean, look at BYD, look at their electric car sales in the month of October. I've reported on that. I'll put a link in the description to their car sales. Mental increases every single month, 6 straight months in a row, 10,000 more per month. And look at companies like Wuling with the Wuling Hongwan Mini. 47,000 sales of the Hongwan Mini in the same month. That their competitor releases a similar vehicle, almost exactly the same, and gets like 20,000 pre-sales. I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg. There is so many car companies in China going crazy, but there's actually some other interesting car makers. I've got a video coming up about a car maker in Spain making EVs, which are very interesting. Anyway, wait for that one. Check it out. It's quite interesting. The explanation for this shortage in cars, petrol cars, diesel cars, is apparently relatively simple. Car makers decide what sort of vehicles they allocate parts like semiconductors to the profit margins of vehicles. The explanation is relatively simple. Car makers decide what sort of vehicles they allocate parts like semiconductors to. The profit margins for electric vehicles are apparently quite high. Now, that comment comes from Stefan de Bonto, who is an automotive expert for Germany Trade and Invest. He said that's because the German state subsidizes the purchases of EVs with up to Euro 6,000. Woof. Additionally, dealers offer a Euro $3,000 initiative, which is making buyers think that now is the right time to purchase a car. So it makes sense to put semiconductors in EVs. Everyone all around is profiting. Now, this is crazy because, I mean, right now, Tesla is one of the highest selling electric car manufacturers in Europe. Highest selling manufacturers, full stop, in fact. But they don't even have a factory in Europe. They're literally taking the cars all the way from either America or China to Europe, having to cover the cost of shipping them all the way over there. Plus, realistically, Tesla's new factory in Germany is more efficient than either their factory in China. It is, and more efficient than their factory in America by a long way. What this means is the cost for Tesla to produce its EVs in Germany will be far lower, and then they'll be able to ship them all around Europe. So you can imagine the cost for their cars will significantly decrease, and they'll be able to flood the market with even more electric cars, which are sorely needed. That's what the market wants, clearly. Now, the VDA says that 180,000 cars were registered in Germany in October, which was a slow month for the industry as it resulted in a 35% decline. However, there were 55,000 EV registrations in October, an increase of 13%. Additionally, registrations of purely battery-driven vehicles, more commonly referred to as EVs or BEVs, increased by 32% month to month. 32%. Imagine that happening every month. How long will it take before the market is EV only? And these idiot car manufacturers who are just making ICE vehicles or predominantly making ICE vehicles are screwed and go bankrupt. Well, it's going to be so fascinating to see that play out. I'm really intrigued based on all the research I've done on who's going to go bankrupt first. So tell me in the comments below, who do you think will go bankrupt first? I'm going to have a think about that. And I'm going to make a video on who I think will go bankrupt first out of all the traditional legacy automakers. Di Bitonto said, the examples of China and Norway, as well as the US as far as Tesla is concerned, suggest that if the state purchase premiums continue at this level, sales and registration figures for EVs will flourish. This part of the automotive market is quite resistant to supply shortages because car makers will continue to use parts that they have to build the vehicles that are the most profitable. EV popularity has revealed an uptrend in registrations over the past few years. A huge uptrend, in fact. From 2019 to 2020, EV registrations more than tripled from 63,300 in 2019 to 194,000 in 2020, according to German government agency KBA. That number is set to increase by an enormous margin once again, as EV registrations from January to May of 2021 showed consumers purchased 115,300 electric cars. That's only 5 months. So my estimations based on that data is the EV industry in Germany will triple this year. If the industry keeps on tripling, as it basically has been now for the last few years, how long will it actually take for us to get to 100% electric cars in Germany? Well, of course, this figure will apply to other countries as well, where EV uptake is even higher, like Sweden and Norway. I want to get somebody in the comment section below to tell me or to tell us how long it's going to take for Germany to get to 100% EVs if we're already at 30%, if they triple every 12 months. Someone who's smart on the maths, tell us in the comments below. That'll be interesting to see. Now, Germany is a country with rich roots in ICE manufacturing, with companies like Volkswagen, Porsche, and Mercedes, and BMW, Audi. All these guys, let's be honest, they love petrol cars. They love diesel. In the past, they like scamming us on diesel, telling us that their cars weren't polluting, that there was such a thing as clean diesels, and that was just a made-up myth by the industry. It's pretty obvious that was made up, by the way. Didn't have to look hard to see through that. But the interesting thing is those companies are starting to realize the writing's on the wall and they need to start making more EVs. In addition to that, it's clearly the case that the acceptance of EVs in Germany is growing with the general public, as it is even here in backwards Australia. Now, Di Bitonto added that this is a mutually reinforcing trend. Yep. People are buying EVs now because it's advantageous to do so, obviously. But the increase in the number of EVs on the roads is most certainly further boosting their popularity regardless of the current shortages. If you want the newest, the latest, and the greatest, you get an EV. You don't buy an M5. If you don't know what an M5 is, BMW M5, it's their super expensive sedan, super fast, petrol-powered vehicle. By the way, it's much slower than a Tesla Model S Plaid, about the same price. You get the point. Now, according to EU EVs, Volkswagen is Germany's most popular EV brand with 58,600 registrations in 2021 thus far. Tesla is second with 27,438 units. Now, you can see how the market here in Germany is still pretty small. Let's be honest. 58,600 EV sales in Germany for the year so far. Wuling just sold 47,000 EVs in 1 month in China. BYD in the same month sold 45,000 EVs. And then add all the other EVs, it was probably, say, maybe 300,000 EV sales over the last 6 weeks in China alone, dwarfing the industry in Europe. What this means? Well, those Chinese car companies, they're coming to Europe soon. And these European car manufacturers know, as Herbert Diess, CEO's Volkswagen, for the time being at least, has said, they're coming whether these European automakers like it or not. So is Tesla. And now is the time that they need to hurry up, get a move on and start making more EVs. Now, what was the exact makeup of the vehicles sold in Germany in that month of October in 2021 this year? 17.1% were pure BEVs, 13.3% were plug-in hybrids or PHEVs, hybrids were 15%, diesel was 17.3%, and gasoline was 36%. I think by this time next year, you're going to see the number for gasoline vehicles of 36% apply to the electric car number. You're going to see a very fast shift. One of the key reasons for this will be Tesla's factory in Germany. That will be a game changer for Germany and the rest of the automakers in Germany. If they don't transition real fast, they're in big, big trouble. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks for subscribing and liking. Fantastic to see you again. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.